Alright, welcome my friends to another episode of the 7-Star Dudecast. I am Retro Rob, and joining me as always is my good friend Pontus and Asai, Nero, Tran. How are you doing, my friends?
Oh, that was awkward. Don't
Why?
Don't ask that question to two people at the same time.
I was just waiting to see who was going to jump the gun and go for it.
Okay. Well,
I was playing gentleman rules.
Okay, fine. Sorry. Pontus, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. I'm busy as crazy because we've been starting working in school on our game development, so we're actually developing a game, meaning I'm pretty much working all day just composing music for games and going to meetings and stuff like that. So it's really fun, but it's very hectic.
Living the dream, it sounds like.
Yeah, pretty much, because we also work from our home now because we have everything here. So we pretty much sit all day making music, drinking coffee, and having a good time.
Excellent. That sounds rad. Asai, how are you, my friend?
I'm pretty much in the same boat as Pontus. I'm just really busy all the time. I mean, what with things I'm doing for Screw Attack and joining this Dudecast, and my schoolwork, my personal life, and whatnot. It's just, I've been living on a diet of multivitamins and espresso shots, just to get all my nutrients and stay alive and awake.
Yeah, I'm not sure that you get all your nutrients from espresso shots, but it's close enough.
We're going to have an intervention.
I said multivitamins.
I love those like multivitamin drinks that I don't know if how it is for you, but over here they can't call it juice because it technically doesn't contain enough fruit in order to be called a juice, so they have to call it just a multivitamin drink.
Yeah.
We usually call that Sunny D.
We have orange drink and grape drink and all that good stuff.
Sugar, water, purple. The ingredients.
Yeah, dude, speaking of being busy, man, today I popped onto Screw Attack and just, I was going through the community blogs and, I was looking for something for Totally Rad, and I happened to come upon a little acapella Crash Man by you, my friend. That was amazing.
I originally started it because I wanted to beatbox Crash Man, but it just turned into something beyond what my original intention was.
Well, like when it started, I'm kind of like, because you come on and you're like, "Hi, I'm gonna do an acapella version of Crash Man. I hope you enjoy it." And I'm like, I'm thinking, oh, this is gonna be a joke. It's gonna be funny. But like, dude, like you legitimately layered it and it was good. It was pretty cool, man. I was digging it.
Thanks.
It's gangsta. And dude, speaking of being busy, I before people start freaking out and wonder what's going on, Josh is taking the night off, and if I get this out on time, then you should be listening to it on a Thursday. And if you are, then just so you know, Friday is Josh's birthday. So I don't know if you've. Oh god. I don't know if you guys happen to glance at the Retro Hunters Facebook page, but I decided as a birthday gift to Josh to just kind of throw it out to the community and say, hey, as a fun thing, throw his face on some Sega Genesis characters or box art. And I don't know if you guys saw some of the entries, but there is some pretty amazing ones, including Echo the Dolphin, Kid Chameleon, and one that just came in by Mr. Rob Williams. He put Josh's face on the cover of Flashback for Sega Genesis. It's amazing.
Yeah, I saw that.
Amazing. That's awesome. So yeah, he's taking the night off, so he'll probably be back next week. But yeah, if you see him online or whatever, wish him a happy birthday, and that's going to be awesome. So hey, without further ado, why don't we move right into PaperBoy? Alright, this is PaperBoy, and the way this works is we all just kind of went out into the interwebs, found some interesting news stories about music, games, movies, pop culture, whatever it might be, something we thought was funny or interesting, and just kind of wanted to share it with people and kind of talk about it. So, starting us off, the acapella man himself, Asai, Nero, Tran, what do you got for us, my friend?
Oh god, I hope you don't start calling me that.
The acapella man? Yeah, that's terrible.
You know what we should do? We should do like an acapella version of every song that we have in the Dudecast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, if I see you on Glee next season, I'm gonna be so. Oh man, that's gonna be awesome.
I know a famous guy.
Anyways.
If I become a gleek, please just end it.
Dude, I'll just hit you in the face with a slushie and it'll be fine. All right, what do you get?
All right. So, do you guys know those people behind Angry Birds, Rovio Mobile?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah. This story has nothing to do with them. It has to do with. It has to do with Zynga, which is the people behind like Farmville and Mafia Wars. You know those popular Facebook games.
So you're pretty much taking one devil and then exchanging it with another.
Exactly.
Yeah. I would like to think of them as the lesser of two evils until I, present this news story to you. But apparently, according to someone who claims to be an ex-Zynga employee, Zynga handles their games in a very capitalist fashion. They think of everyone who plays their games for free as spam, and they focus on the players who just spend money. And according to this source, one user has spent $100,000, real American dollars,
Dear God.
on Mafia Wars.
Oh dear.
Yeah, and that's the beginning of it. He says that there's tons of users out there who spend 5 figures on these games. There's someone he's seen someone spend $20,000 on Frontierville, and they even have special names for these players. People who spend over $10,000 are called Zynga Black.
Zynga Black.
I think they would just. I think that they really just call them the Zynga cash cows.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it kind of just begs the question, like, video games are they're here now. We're at this era where we're seeing more and more games go DLC. Like, I mean, there's still retail copies, but there's a lot of downloadable copies. There's a lot more digital copies, and a lot of more games are turning free to play. So at what point do most games become digital, and at what point after that do most games become free to play? They follow this model because this article itself just proves that it works, because there's people spending this is like a year's paycheck to some people. I mean, some minimum wage people, but that's like a year's paycheck. I just don't know. I just understand, at what point do we just see Batman Arkham City free to play? You have to buy your Joker storyline.
The thing.
Or you have to buy your grappling hook.
The thing is,
you have to buy 20 ability belt items.
Yeah, exactly.
I've actually been thinking about this, and I actually think that it won't get that. Don't think it will get that everyone will become like single like that and pay for everything, because of the simple reason that there are only a few people that can spend that much money on the games, and that do spend that money on the games. And if you have if you just have tens of companies doing what Zynga does, you won't. I mean, those few people won't be able to spread it around on those 10 companies, meaning that those 10 companies won't be able to survive.
I just don't understand. Like, I can't imagine spending that kind of money on anything, like on any game, regardless. But what I don't understand is spending that much money on these kind of games, because all it is, like,
couldn't you spend them on good games?
I mean, at the most, they're just a time waster. Like, it's
exactly
all you're doing is, I mean. And yes, some games are mouse clicking. I think about like Diablo or something like that. But this is like it's in a whole area by itself. Like, it's mindless, ridiculous. Like, especially things like Mafia Wars. Like, I just don't get it.
Yeah, it makes me wonder two things. Like, first, what kind of people have this kind of money? Second, how bored are they? I mean, they must have the most ungodly boring lives ever in order to spend these kind of money on these games.
If I had 10 grand, I wouldn't be spending it on video games, first of all. Second of all, I wouldn't be spending it on these games. I won't spend $10,000 on a Batman comic book. I won't spend $10,000 on Nintendo World Championships, the gold cart. and that has a great reason to be spent, $10,000 spent on it, because there's only like 12 of those in the world.
Yeah.
It has like that. The gold cart for Nintendo World Championships has a history, and there's only so many of them. So I understand spending that kind of money on this. Mafia Wars is, you could go on your browser right now and start playing Mafia Wars. That's how available it is.
Yeah.
But you need a computer. No, wait.
That's ridiculous. That's insane.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, Zynga. Excellent. So today I was browsing around on IGN, and I happened to, or actually I was on Facebook, and I saw a post by IGN talking about the storyline for the PS3 exclusive called The Last of Us being revealed in depth. And I saw the trailer for this game not too long ago and thought it was interesting. The one with the girl, and she's running through this like broken up house, and you see these like freaky looking, I don't even know, it's like apes or something attacking this other guy or whatever. But I was intrigued. It seemed interesting to me, and they actually just today announced. Naughty Dog kind of went into detail with what the storyline is going to be, and I'm sure quite a few people have already checked this out, but I thought it was interesting. Basically, kind of a post-apocalyptic quarantine thing going down, people infected. I'm not sure if it's zombies or something different, which would be kind of cool if it wasn't zombies, but one of the things that I thought was the most interesting is that the main character, it sounds like, is a guy who kind of works on like a little bit of a black market type thing inside these quarantine zones, and he makes a deal with somebody saying that he's going to be able to get this little girl out of the city, and we don't really know why, and we don't really know who, but in the middle of that, things go wrong. So I don't know. I'm interested. I'm very interested. I think it's going to be cool, and it seems like Naughty Dog has a very good track record, I think, it's, with Uncharted and stuff like that. And I'm hoping, I don't know, I'm hoping that they bring something a little bit different to the table on this one. And I got high hopes. Your thoughts? Okay.
Silence.
I think it's an interesting game. I'm looking at picking it up whenever it comes out. And about your thing about whether or not it's zombies, the website that they posted when they were teasing it, like I think it was like lastofus.com or something, but it gave you like this like legitimate information about this bacteria / parasite or something that infects ants or something and makes them do the things that the bacteria wants, kind of in a zombie manner. And I think that's the method they're pursuing for this particular story. Like a similar parasite infects humans and then causes them to do what the parasite wants in a zombie-like fashion. So basically, so I guess it would be like, 28 weeks later, 28 days later, whatever that movie was, or there were two of them, yeah. But it kind of like that. They're the infected, if you will, and you just have to survive the quarantine zones and whatnot. As for whether or not it's like, I don't know, it just seems like this is, it's Naughty Dog, so I mean, it's gonna be great, but looking at the trailer, it looks like if I put zombies into Uncharted 3 and was just like, hey, this is a new game, and yeah, like this could have easily just been like zombie mode in Uncharted, but they chose to make a whole new game about it. So a little bit, sitting on the fence here on my point.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of when I see this game is that the girl, Ellie is her name, looks like Juno.
Oh yeah, you're totally right. Oh my gosh.
So the thing
if we would have Juno, because Juno was an awesome movie with zombies, I'm totally in. I'm afraid that this won't be very much Juno with zombies, but I mean that would be awesome.
So the thing that goes wrong in the middle of him trying to smuggle her out is they run into Michael Cera.
All right, Pontus, what have you got for us, my friend?
Yes, so there is this company known as Double Fine, you might know them. They made a game a few years ago called Psychonauts that was... I don't know, have any one of you guys played Psychonauts?
Yes, I played it when it was originally released, and it was amazing. And I saw it was on sale on Steam the other day for like $3.
Yeah.
What a steal!
Psychonauts is pretty much... it's made by Tim Schafer. If you don't know who Tim Schafer is, he pretty much... he's one of the really good old adventure game guys. He did much of the writing for the old Monkey Island games. He did for Day of the Tentacle. He did Full Throttle, and most of all, he did also Green Fandango, which was a marvelous game. But in usual Double Fine fashion, when they release a full retail game that this was, for some ungodly reason, it doesn't sell. Which is very, very sad, because Psychonauts is a great game, but it didn't sell very well. Because of that, they haven't really been able to do something more with that franchise. Except for now, because Tim Schafer pretty much said that, okay, yeah, well, I would like to do Psychonauts 2, we have some ideas for it, but we would need a producer to back us up with like a couple of millions in order for this to happen. And then Notch says, oh hey guys, I've got a few millions over here if you'd like them.
Notch from Minecraft?
Notch from Minecraft, also known as Marcus Persson.
Oh wow.
Dude, that guy's awesome.
Yeah, I know. And
This is like
he's also
like an indie gamer's dream. This is like the two premier indie gamer guys who the modern indie gamer guy, Notch, and then this guy who's been around forever and still makes amazing stuff, and they're just coming together to make a new version of this old classic. That'd be great.
Yeah, the one thing that I do actually like very much with this, and I know that some people might not necessarily think that I'm a good person for this, but I really enjoy that, I really like that Notch has said that he will, this is all still just, this has not been like, nothing has been confirmed or anything, this has just been like loose talk about it, but he has said that he will not bother Schafer with it, he will let them do whatever they want, and he won't mess around with it.
So Notch is basically saying, you guys do the work, I trust your track record, I know you guys are amazing, I'm just going to write the check and you guys do what you do?
Pretty much.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, of course, they will be talking about it a little. This, as I said, it's just very loosely, but pretty much.
Wow, I know what Psychonauts is, but I never actually played it back in the day.
You know that they've actually made a Mac version for it now, so you can play it on your computer too.
Oh, sweet. Well, then I'll just need to find a copy. And I mean, if it's available on Steam for $3.99, if they got a Mac copy of that, then that's not bad at all.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Psychonauts is with pretty much every Double Fine game, most of the Double Fine games, the gameplay is perhaps not the best always, but the writing is so ingenious that it makes up for everything that might just be even a tinge bad from the game.
Yeah, and it's not to say that the gameplay is bad.
No,
I mean the gameplay is solid.
Yeah.
And then what makes it even better is the narrative itself, which just brings it up like seven ranks. It's like, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for narrative. If a game, in my opinion, a game can even suffer a little bit in the gameplay, but if it's got a good story and a good payoff, then it can keep me interested. So I might have to check that out. Good job, guys. If you look down in the description, we're going to have these links so you can check out some of these news stories for yourself. And why don't we move right into Flashback? This is Flashback, and basically what we like to do is take something from our childhood, something that we were fond of back in the day, and just riff on it for a little while. And today's suggestion came in via Facebook, and I think it was actually submitted as a question for the podcast, but I thought it'd be a good topic for us to maybe just talk flashbacks. So Helen Spence, Gara of My Desert, said, favorite game themes. And she says, like the opening, the ending, a character's main theme, or even a start screen theme. So we're talking music. Talking music that stuck with you. And for me, when she mentioned start screen themes, one of the first games that came to my mind was the start screen for Mega Man X.
Yeah, that was
and
nice.
I know that probably a lot of people don't know, or well, sorry, people know, but probably people didn't agree with me or don't care about the music in Mega Man X. But there was something about the start screen that just really stuck with me. I always thought the music there was pretty cool. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think that many people actually agree with you. I mean, Mega Man XS was one of the greatest soundtracks on the SNES. So
See, I feel like I've never really heard anybody, like when anybody talks music, and especially when they talk Mega Man, they always go to 2.
yeah,
Mega
mostly.
Man 2 and 3.
2 and 3, yeah.
Yeah, I actually think 2 has better music than 3 though. Don't kill me!
I
Don't
agree
kill me!
with you
Don't
on
kill
that.
me!
I agree with you on that. I'm with you.
Although,
But,
although
back to
the
point.
intro song to Mega Man 3 is freaking amazing.
Yeah, but I also like the music from Mega Man X. I've actually never beaten Mega Man X.
You know what? Neither have I. I've seen it done, but I don't even think I've ever made it to Sigma.
I've seen it done, but since then someone was about to beat them, but then they had fun and turned off the console.
Oh, that was on. Wasn't that
Yeah,
on
that was
yeah.
that was on the live stream.
the
That's
5th
good,
birthday 24-hour live stream that
Yeah.
Screw Attack did?
Still one of the funniest moments I have had from that site.
Hadouken, no!
You know, I have to say, actually, to now thinking about the music from Mega Man X, the very first time, see, and I didn't follow the lore or the, you know, the overarching story of Mega Man, you know, as a gamer or as a kid or anything, but I remember when I played Mega Man X for the first time, and you're kind of like in this cave, I think, and the first like hologram of Dr. Light shows up.
Yeah.
And he kind of explains what's going on, and like there's just like this music playing, and dude, like I already mentioned before that I shed a tear to an episode of Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
But there was something about, dude, just that scene
Dr.
where
Light, where
freaking
are
his hologram pops up there, and you know it's like he's like leaving you this like heartfelt message about your mission, and there's like just the tune that's playing right there. Oh man, it was poignant. I'm not saying I cried, but it was poignnant.
No, you shed one single solitary tear.
I was just like, Dr. Light, I will avenge you.
It's the manly tear.
Yeah, totally.
Rob, you're Tomahawk Man.
I need to stop mentioning that I shed tears.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, for some reason, man, those ones really stuck with me. And then, you know, the game gets a bad rap, but the original Ninja Turtles, I don't know why, but the it's not the theme. I don't think it's the theme song. What's the one that goes? Oh, dude, I don't know why, but that song gets stuck in my head a lot.
I want to say it's like something. I want to say it's something in the sewers. Like I don't remember the exact title, but it's like blank in the sewers.
Well, I remember it
that
plays like it plays during the cutscene where you find out that Splinter got kidnapped. But I don't know why, dude. That one always stuck with me too.
I haven't played the game, but I think I know what song you're talking about, mostly because I've heard a couple of remixes of it.
So those are the main ones that stuck with me. What about you, Pontus?
Ooh, you almost pronounced my name right. But yeah, I mean, there's so many. It's like pretty much I'm going to pretty much mentally take my hand and put it in a dark box and hope that there's not a snake bite me, and then like pick up a note from that is one of these songs. But
is he stalling right now?
yeah, no. But what makes you say that? No, but I mean, there's so many themes. Like you have the old NES themes. I mean, Mega Man was always a big one for me. I actually also like one of my favorite. I'm one of the few people who actually like Double Dragon 3. I think that is because that was the only Double Dragon I had when I was a kid, and nostalgia speaks a lot.
Yeah.
But I also think that actually the main theme of the game, I mean, it's pretty much the same, always the same melody, but it's always different arrangements in the Double Dragon games when it comes to the main theme. So I actually also think that the third one is actually best there. It feels like they've learned a lot about using the sound chip when they come to the third game. And then when you come to the SNES era, you have like first of all you have like Mega Man X, which is an obvious one. And then you have like mostly from the SNES era, it's usually Square Enix game, like their old RPGs have some great music. You have like Secret of Mana has brilliant music, and also Chrono Trigger has brilliant music, and the Final Fantasy game, all of them, but especially 3 or 6.
All right, so hey, what about you, Asai? What do you got for us?
Dude, there were so many games that just had music that just defined my childhood.
Hey! I'm doing the stalling here, okay?
No, I'm not stalling. I'm going into this one. The first game that comes to mind is Pokemon Red, which is the first Pokemon game I owned. The specific song from that is when you battle your rival Blue for the champion for the championship. That music, like, over the course of time, has just become more and more endearing to me, because it's like, oh, this is the culmination of everything you've worked for, and that little a-hole Blue or Gary or whatever you decided to call him.
Probably Blue.
Yeah. You could name him a-hole if you wanted to. That dude has just been trying to make your life miserable, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna beat you, and the music comes on. And
then you lose. No, just kidding.
Yeah, because he used a full restore. I don't remember that happening in the anime.
Oh man, no. My Pikachu can't save me now.
Yeah, and that, I still prefer the original version of that song, because like when they released, Fire Red, Leaf Green, the remix it sounded good, but it was just, there was something off about it. Like, a good remix to me, it's something that I guess it's more modernized, but it still hits all the same points. Like in the original Champion theme, it was da 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 da, and then in the remix, it was like da 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 da. It was like really soft at those parts, and it was just way too elaborate. It didn't have any of the emphasis.
I think actually I've been thinking about that when you do remixes. Like even when it's like the original composer, I've been thinking when you do it from the old to the new, there is always a chance that the original composer actually had the softer style in mind, but because of the limitations couldn't do that, and so some other people might have gotten some other feel from the song than it was really supposed to.
Yeah, I guess, but like, I mean, he intended it. If he intended it to come off softer than he did before, it didn't come off that way. And the fact that it didn't come off that way, it means that version just had less of an impact to me, because the version that came out first, the version that I heard as 6-7-year-old kid, was the one with the hard note hits and the hard drums and everything. And to hear a softer version of it just was kind of like, it was anticlimactic, because like the big parts of the music, like da 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 da, that part, it mixed in with everything else. It was all muddled together. So it
wasn't as dynamic.
Yeah, it bugged me whenever I was listening to that song. I was like, this is not what this is supposed to sound like. This part's supposed to be like, this is the bridge. This is supposed to be stylistically different, yet the same in terms of the core. But this is the exact same piece of music I just listened to. So I don't know. It didn't have the same effect.
Yeah, I haven't heard of the song, so I don't know how it sounds.
Yeah, and that was Pokemon, and then of course there's I told you I could talk about this a lot, but there was like Aeris theme from Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, but those are just like two songs that defined my video game childhood. Just two of them.
And there's so many more. Yes. All right. So, hey, why don't we move straight into Totally Rad? This is Totally Rad, and basically what we like to do here is go and find a piece of content around the web. It could be YouTube, it could be just wherever, really, and something we think that's cool that we want to share with the community. And starting this out, Pontus, what do you have for us, my friend?
I have another indie game for you, as pretty much usual. It's one of those games. We were talking earlier a little bit about. I was talking a little bit of the music segment about the old Square Enix games, and by one of them, Secret of Mana, who had a really cool system, being a real-time multiplayer top-down Japanese RPG game. Wow, that's a mouthful. And I managed to find a game called Wanderlust Rebirth for the PC. That is an indie game. It costs a few dollars to purchase if you want the entire version, I don't remember, but you can download a demo if you want that. And it's pretty much a 4-player co-op Japanese style RPG. Or actually, they've said that they're trying to combine like the Western and Japanese RPG pretty much. It reminds me a little bit of playing A Link to the Past, but with more like Japanese RPG style, so it has like leveling up and stuff like that, and you also have spells and stuff like that. And you have and it has a actually kind of cool system, because it doesn't have any definitive buttons. You just have you have the controls, like you have like the arrow keys.
You have to control it with your mind. It doesn't use buttons.
Well, yeah. I mean, the Kinect is so last month. You control it with the arrow keys, but then you have 4 keys that are just rebindable keys that you use to like bind your attack, or a couple of spells, or a skill, or whatever. So you just and they have a very cool system for you to switch those buttons very fast. And what I've seen when I played it, I don't know if they have controller support yet. It's still kind of in a pretty early state, but it seems like they're doing their best to give it controller support if it doesn't have it already, because it's all like you don't have any mouse like that. You just control it all via keyboard.
Cool, man. Well, I'm definitely gonna have to check this out. This looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Awesome. Well, Asai, what did you find, my friend?
I found a very inspirational story over on Yahoo.
Are we gonna shed some tears?
Of joy, maybe.
There's been a lot of talk of crying in this episode.
Yeah.
This episode should just be called The Crying Game. Okay, so over on grindtv.com, by way of Yahoo, there's this skier named Josh Dueck, and back in 2004, he had a skiing accident and he became paralyzed from about his, abdomen down. But since then, he has rebounded, and he invented something he calls the Freedom Chair, which yeah, it's awesome. It's like a ski welded onto the bottom of a seat, and he's just sitting there, and he's basically skiing even though he's a paraplegic. And it has a whole documentary called The Freedom Chair, and you just gotta, I don't know how to explain it, but essentially it just covers like him from the accident, him going through this period of, okay, well, what can I do to go back to doing skiing, because I love skiing so much. Him and his friends developing the Freedom Chair, and then the video is him doing the first documented backflip with the Freedom Chair, and that's like the most rad thing I saw all day, because like that was like, one dude gets paralyzed, still continues to do the things he loves, because that, like, isn't that what movies are? It's like, nothing's gonna stop me from doing what I love. And then like the thing that paralyzed him was doing a front flip, so for him to do a back flip, which is way harder, like while he's paraplegic, that has to feel really good. And it was just, I was like, I gotta tell people about this, because this is awesome.
Yeah, that's very cool, actually.
It's a true inspirational story of overcoming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just interesting to like see him skiing sitting down.
And he's still better than most people who ski standing up.
And then he like sticks a backflip. Like, it's pretty amazing.
I want one of those.
Yeah, like
you want a Freedom Chair?
Yeah, I mean, Look at that thing. I mean, how awesome isn't that? And I live in Sweden where there's snow, so.
Yeah, but if you're skiing on a freedom chair, it goes from inspirational to lazy.
It's funny how that line goes. If I had a broken leg, it's inspirational. If I don't, it's laziness.
It's like this. It's like, I want to go skiing, but I don't want to get up. Wait.
It's the best idea ever. You know this one thing that this shares lacks. A cup holder.
Cup holder. Yeah, exactly. Oh,
okay.
That would be amazing.
Bro wavelength, Rob.
Exactly.
It would be really cool if it had like heated seat pads and everything too.
It should also have like a big widescreen TV and a 5.1 surround sound.
And the option to recline.
Well, then you just don't have to even watch yourself skiing. You just put on a video of you skiing as you roll down this mountain.
At that point,
everything I've ever dreamed of.
You're basically just laying down as you slide down a hill.
I don't need to spend $6,000 to do that.
That's rad. All right, so today I was frequenting Screw Attack and checking out some of the posts there, trying to find something for Totally Rad, and there was so much to comb through, and I just really wanted to find something cool. And actually, Asai turned me on to this video that was posted. Man, see, if I was really prepared, I would have had the guy's name.
It was like this really strange guy singing an a cappella version of Crash Man. No, just kidding.
Shut up.
Silence.
Oh, here we go. All right, it's called, the video was called Gamer Fail VHS Style, and it was posted by Cyberfox, G1 Cyberfox. And basically what it is, he posted a couple of videos, well, I guess he or she, I'm not sure if Cyberfox is a guy or a girl, but anyway, posted a couple of videos that were like back in the day when we didn't have the internet, we didn't have YouTube, and basically if you wanted to know game secrets or if you wanted to know passwords and all that stuff, you either had to subscribe to like Nintendo Power, or you could go out and you could buy these like really cheesy, like some dude in his basement put together like an instructional tape on how to play video games.
What is this time period? The Dark Ages?
Yeah, exactly. And so he posted a couple of videos, and the guy who apparently is giving you this awesome advice is named Skip Rogers, World Video Game Champion. And when he says World Video Game Champion, it like echoes, which is awesome.
I mean, Skip Rogers, I mean, that's the most awesome name ever.
Oh,
every time it's written, World Video Game Champion, every time it's written, it has to be italicized.
Exactly.
Yeah, when we edit this, we need to add an echo to World Champion.
Exactly. So he has two videos, two instructional tapes. One that each one covers about 5 games. And dude, people need to check it out, but I just thought that I would share with you a few gems of wisdom that he gives you in order to be better at video games. So one, when he was doing some platforming in Mega Man, his advice was jump real fast on these and watch out for the spikes. And then when he went up head to head with Heat Man, his like hardcore strategy was to beat Heat Man, jump over him, then fire.
Wow, we didn't even have the idea of like using Bubble Man. It was just like avoid the fire, you might burn.
And when he was playing Platoon, what he wanted to let you know is you need to shoot them before they shoot you, which was good, I thought. That was,
it sounds American. Whoa! I'm just kidding.
My favorite part from the Platoon one was at the end he posts Skip's tips, and then like one of the tips was level 4 is tough. I was like, thanks, Chief.
Yeah, good luck.
That's the tip that I wanted to hear.
I didn't need to know that. I figured that out by myself.
It's
I
like-
beat it.
Well, it's lucky that I had that tip so I would be prepared for the what?
Well, and then he does Top Gun, and he's talks about the infamous landing phase, and
wait. I think I can guess his tip. His tip was, you won't be able to land. Crash instead.
No, his tip is to not be afraid of the landing. Like that's it.
Don't be afraid.
At that point, he goes into self-righteous mode and starts referring to himself in the third person, and he says, "Even Skip Rogers misses the landing sometimes."
Dear
It's
God.
excellent. Oh, and then I forgot about when he's playing Metal Gear. Just for the kids, he mentions stuff in the inventory, and he's like, "The cigarettes, they don't do anything, so don't smoke." And he says it all smug like that. So don't smoke.
It sounds so awesome.
Yeah.
Little do we know that these videos were sponsored by the tobacco company. They just gave you like the worst role model in the world to be like, don't smoke.
Skip.
So,
I don't want to
but
end up as him. I'm gonna have to smoke now.
There's my favorite comment that I saw posted was at one point when he's giving you tips on how to defeat Airman, his tip was to jump the tornadoes and then fire, and a G1 by the name of Litho caught on to the fact that as you're watching it, he's like telling you that you need to jump the tornadoes, but every single time he fires the tornadoes, like he's just getting ravaged. Like Airman is just destroying Skip Rogers, but he's like, jump the tornadoes and then fire. So it was awesome. Yeah, so check out Skip Rogers, and we'll post a link down there. Like I said, it's called Gamer Fail VHS style.
Rob, the videos, they're like, I think when they were available on VHS, they were like, how to get a high score on these video games. And none of the games he plays had a score system, like an in-game score saving system.
Oh, actually, one of the things that I thought was really interesting too is that I actually took the time and watched both videos all the way through, and they're like half an hour long, and it was painful. But
Yeah, it was awful.
at the end of the first one, he says, stay tuned for a preview of what's to come in this, in the next tape or in the next, another installment of this series. And he basically lays out, the next 5 games that he's going to play. And then when you watch the next video, it's those 5 games. But then at the end of that video, the 5 games that he lays out are the games from the first video. And so it's like this never-ending loop. Like, I don't know if he only meant to make 2 videos or what, but it was really interesting. And so, yeah,
90s.
it's interesting because what I noticed is that he either gives you the most stupid, like, ridiculous tips, and like for instance, like when he's playing Mega Man 2, I mean, he blitzes through the game so fast, and his tips are like, yeah, jump real fast on these, watch out for these spikes, shoot them before they shoot you. But then he goes to a game like Wizard and Warriors or Metal Gear, and he literally spends like 20 minutes walking you through the entirety of the game, and you're just like, oh my gosh, man.
And he actually still sucks at... Actually, Wizards and Warriors was the only game out of all the ones he did that had a score system. And it's by far the one that's, like, the least worthwhile to play. It's a piece of crap.
Yeah, but it's also
such a
one of
waste
the
of
games
plastic.
that you will need to walk through the most from, because
Yeah.
that game is like... Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if it's a game or just a death fest. It's like same thing when it comes to that game. Yeah.
Yeah. So
What blows my mind about this is that these videos that we are now watching for free on YouTube were once put onto VHS and then sold to a consumer for some amount of currency. And that's what blows my mind, because someone could have told you that exact same information for free. It was like level 4 is tough. Jump over his bullets. Duck. Don't get hit. Like, that's like the most obvious thing in the world. Don't get hit. Like, oh, okay.
It's a great way of making money.
Like, at the end of the video, it was just like, did you realize that I told you all these things that you already knew? You just paid $15.99 for that. Thanks, bye. Skip Rogers, World Video Game Champion.
Champion. So if you need some tips, Skip Rogers is here for you. And it's free. Oh my gosh, it's free.
You know what? I've got a tagline. You can skip Rogers.
Oh, God. All right, and at the end of the Dudecast, we always like to take a user question, and this one comes from our friend Alizar Chand, and he asked, let's say down the road that all of you have kids, what is the first retro game that you would show them? Asai, what would it be, my friend?
I would make them play the original Super Mario Bros. Game.
Are you talking NES, or are you talking like old school in the sewer dueling?
No, I'm Super Mario, not Mario Bros. Super Mario Bros. Yeah, I would make them play the NES one, and then after that, I would raise my kids to appreciate games. I'd be like, here's an NES, play this, enjoy it. Okay, you're done with that? Okay, here's a Super Nintendo, play that, enjoy. Okay, now here's a Genesis, enjoy that. Yeah, by the time PlayStation 7's out, this kid's gonna barely be at GameCube.
So you're gonna take them up through the generations.
Yeah, I'm gonna make him appreciate because kids, I think like people these days, especially like those younger gamers, they're just like, games before were blah 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 blah. These are the best games ever, and it's like you weren't even old enough to remember these games, let alone like you think Call of Duty is hard. Please play through Super Mario Bros. 3. Please.
Actually, I can talk from experience with actually just this, not with my own kids, as I don't have any kids, but when I actually sat through and did pretty much this with my sister's son. He is 7, and I sat down and played. The first game I played with him was The Incredible Machine, if you remember that game.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
He had no whatsoever problem with the graphical capabilities. He thought it was really fun, he thought it was really cool how it was made. After that we played the original Rayman, which he really enjoyed. I mean, the graphic style, when you have a lot of fun things there that you can do, so he enjoyed that very, very much. Then after a while, he actually saw that we had the original Super Mario Bros. Game. He didn't know what game that was, he just remembered Mario, so to speak. So we actually played the original Super Mario Bros. Game and Super Mario Bros. 3 as well. And we played very many games that week.
Yeah, so, how old was he though?
7.
Yeah, he was. That's like the age, because they're still open to all these ideas. Like if that kid had started playing,
I don't think you have to. I mean, you don't have to raise them up. I don't think you have to like make them go through the generations like that. If you have them playing the games when they're like from like 6 to 8, maybe 9, then I don't think you have to worry about it very much anymore. Sure, they'll grow up with other games, but I mean, Rob, you're a bit older. I don't know exactly how old you are, Asai. But I mean, I'm 19. No, what I'm saying, I'm 20. Too old for this stuff. I'm 20, and still, I know all those retro games. And I mean, when I was a kid, I didn't really. I mean, the popular games when I was a kid wasn't the NES games. It wasn't the SNES games. It was like the N64 and the PlayStation games. And I mean, sure, I know those too, but I also know the retro games. You don't have to force feed them like that. As long as you like let them play the games for a while when they're kids, they're going to remember them when they get older and go back to them.
Okay, it's not me like trying to force feed them, but it like whenever I was around that age, like the same thing was. Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1 was popular, but I still like. It's because I was raised on like those old classic games first. Well, even though those other systems were available, that I was like, man, this is really awesome. This is really cool. And like, I just feel like I wouldn't have appreciated it as much if I hadn't played those previous games, like those games first. Like if I didn't understand like this is where it came from, and then I played these games, then I just wanted, I don't know. Getting off subject here. I would make him play Super Mario Bros. 1 on the NES.
Yeah.
All right. And Pontus, was that your answer basically? Those are the ones you would.
In a way, yeah. Pretty much. what I have done, and I would probably do the same. I mean, Super Mario Brothers is pretty much one of the go-to games because it's like the classic standard that, I mean, it's pretty much something that you need to play. I mean, it's a bit of an obligation in order to be called like a human being. You have to have played Super Mario Brothers at one point in your life. So.
Yeah, I actually had a friend. We had a friend come over, and she brought her son, and he's got to be around 7, I'd imagine, something like that. And you know, he enjoys video games, and I have quite a few, and so he was wanting to play, and so I was trying to hook him up with the classics, you know. And it was interesting because, you know, I put in like Bionic Commando on NES. And he's like, well, how do you jump? And I'm like, exactly. Because you can't jump on there. I'm like, yeah, figure it out, man. And then like, you know, I popped in, you know, Ocarina of Time. And I didn't even start him at the beginning. Like I started him when you're like adult Link and you have like a lot of cool stuff. He played it for like 10 minutes and he was like, this is kind of boring. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah, actually though, I can see that. I mean, think for yourself when it comes to Zelda game and you don't know how to play the game and you start him in the middle. I mean, that's the part where you usually have the long open things when the thing doesn't really happen that much. You want to start them from the start in order to get those games.
He had a bunch of crazy weapons, a bunch of crazy enemies, and like a huge sword. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I would think that if that was the only thing I did, I would probably have fun with that for about 10 minutes as well.
Yeah, I think it's like just because it was a Zelda game, because like there's context you need to know before where you're at and then what's coming up. Like,
yeah, that's right. Games. Listen to me and Asai, Rob. You did wrong. Wrong.
No, I like that you made him play Ocarina of Time, but you should have made him play Link to the Past.
Yeah, well, yeah.
My
Super Nintendo was working.
You should have done that.
Yeah. So if I had to start, if I was starting mine out, dude, I mean, of course, you know, Super Mario Brothers, just you have to, but dude, I'd have to show him some Bionic Commando. Just love that game so much, and it's, you know, it's a little bit out of the box, you know, with the claw and everything. I just love that, so that would be my choice, I think. So that brings us to the end of the Dude Cast. As always, good things must come to an end. But before we go, Pontus, anything coming up for you that you want to tell people about? Plug new songs, anything like that, my friend?
Not currently, really. I am working on a game, and I do wish people to see it, but we're very, very far from that state. So, yeah, I don't really think that there's anything right now, because I will be pretty much busy with that, so I won't be able to post any music or something like that.
Alright, well, keep us updated with the game, my friend.
I will.
We'll definitely be wanting to check it out. And, Asai, what about you?
Round 1 of my Steam contest coming to an end in about a week. And if you didn't participate in round 1, that's okay. It doesn't affect your eligibility for round 2. And Rob, I know your Super Nintendo's broke, so you couldn't do round 1, but don't worry, round 2, you won't need a Super Nintendo. So for anybody who's listening, that was your first hint. You don't need a Super Nintendo for your second round challenge.
Oh my God, there's just 493 other consoles it's gonna be on.
I never said it involves a console at all.
Ooh.
So what are you supposed to play around with here? Oh, just
oh my God. Okay, and hey, coming up in the world of Retro Hunters, obviously we'll probably have Josh back next week if he's feeling better. Once again, wish him a happy birthday. And this Saturday, we're actually going to be hitting the market and shooting another episode that will be going live. Once again, if I was prepared, let me look at the dates here. It'll be going live on the 15th, the night of the 15th for Advantage members, and then we'll go live for everybody else the night of Wednesday the 22nd. So that'll be coming your way, and the Dude Cast coming your way. It's good to be back. It's good to have it coming back consistently. And dude, it's good to have you guys with me, man.
We're with you, bro.
Good to be a part of the show.
That's right. And I think that's about it. Hey, any last words, guys?
Don't do drugs.
That's good. I like that.
World Video Game Champion!
Champion.
Awesome. And hey, for everybody here at the 7-Star Dude Cast, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.